happened? Video mixer. And now there's only 3. What was the 4th?
Hey, what's up?
Hello, everyone.
We're running just a tad bit late, a little 5 minutes, but that's okay.
Yeah, a little technical difficulty here and there.
As we, I don't know if this is going to work because you're way off on the side. Here, let me fix this. This is a little weird.
Can I go this way?
Can you?
I can. This is a little intimate. We're having a moment there.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Hey now.
Hey now. But welcome back to Perception Theory, our last show of
This
2024.
Yay.
Yay! We don't have our sound effects. We'll get that fixed for 2025. I just need a little kick up here.
There we go.
How's that?
That sounds
is that you?
good. No, I think that's
Is
both.
this me? Oh, there we go.
All right.
That's me. That's you.
We're good.
All right. So, yeah, welcome back. And so for this show, our topic, we're going to do 2024, the year in review.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
That's probably the best way.
That about sums it up.
That about sums it up. But actually, before we get into that, so a little housekeeping. So Ed and myself have discussed a little something, and we're going to let you know what plans we have for 2025 real quick, and then we're going to revisit it again at the end of the show. But what we're looking to do, it's not what we're looking to do. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. So here we're going to do a podcast called, and this is going to be not live, at least not initially.
Right.
We're just going to do a podcast, and it's called Life Lessons with Two Neanderthals. And what it is just going to be Ed and I just rapping about life and stuff. So there won't be live, so there won't be chat or whatever. However, we'll allow, if there's a topic that you want to talk about, we can. Although we haven't got a whole lot of input on this show, but maybe they want something a little bit more life.
That is true.
Focused rather than not politics.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so I'm a little bit too loud. There we go. So what we're going to do is on the new year. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our live show here. Then we're going to record this one. And then we're going to release this one in between the weeks that we're not doing this show. We're going to release this one probably on a Wednesday. Because apparently, according to podcast metrics, Wednesday seems to be the best time to release a new podcast.
I still don't understand. Why Wednesday?
I have no clue. It's like cross between Tuesday and Wednesday, but Wednesday's is
I guess
a
it's
little
the
bit more.
middle of the week, technically.
Middle of the week, maybe people look for a little something to keep them going. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're looking to do.
All right.
And so if you guys have any topics, like I said, this is just life. I actually started this out with my wife probably a year ago.
Was it that long?
It might have been that long. And my wife is like, okay, I don't want to do this. She doesn't like being in front of the camera. She doesn't like whatever. But anyway, we did. And you know what? Maybe we'll revisit those.
That's a good idea.
And then we can get your input with it and stuff.
That's a good idea.
So, hey, what's up, Mega Dog?
Mega Dog.
So this podcast we're going to be doing in the new year, in addition to this one, we'll be talking about just life in general, no politics, unless there's some politics that kind of forms some kind of opinion.
Right.
But this won't be live. We'll just release it, say, on the Wednesdays between the week that we're doing the show.
Two dudes talking about dudes being dudes.
Pretty much. So, all right. So that's that. We'll announce this again at the end of the show for the people that's maybe missed it. And there you go. All right. Oh, shit. I'm breaking shit up.
My God. Let's end this year with a bang.
That's right. So what are we doing, Ed?
So we are going to do the 2024 year in review.
A Abortion.
All right,
That about sums it up.
it does.
Next topic. Just kidding. All right. Wow. Where the hell to start with this one?
There's a lot of shit.
And we do mean shit.
And I do shit. Unless Mega Dog or somebody, you got some specific point of shit that happened this year. Otherwise, we'll get into a few. We got actually quite a few. So
And we also have predictions for 2025.
yeah,
Just for the year of 2025.
exactly.
All right. Let's make it happen, Captain. Where to start? Let's see. Well, we had the Francis Scott Key Bridge being struck by a cargo ship, and getting knocked out. So that's kind of where everything started.
Yeah, that was back in March.
That was bad. God, I can't believe it. Was
And
that
you know the thing about and the thing we got the bridge that went down. So here's how we can roll that to politics. So if you remember this previous time, I just think why need a pardon if you ain't done nothing wrong. Oh, we're going to get into that here in a second, my friend.
We're going that way, Megan.
You better believe it. So the funny thing with the Francis Scott Key Bridge is, so the Francis Scott Key Bridge was a privately owned bridge. Do you know that?
No, I did not. I thought that was
It's
the
a
state of
privately owned-
Maryland.
Nope. It is a privately owned bridge, and they also charge tolls.
Okay.
All right. Here's the thing, in the last remember they're getting ready to do the government shutdown.
Yes.
So in the bill, the CR, it's called a continuous resolution. They were going to the Democrats had put forth was to there was some I think it was like a couple $100 million to rebuild the bridge.
Right.
Here's the problem with that: the bridge is privately owned. And the people that own it charge tolls to go over it. They have insurance on it to pay it. So what you're looking to do is they turned it into insurance,
Right.
and they're going to get whatever they get for it. So then the taxpayers were going to pay for it as well. So they were going to get a windfall. Plus, even after the bridge is done, they're still going to go back to charging tolls. So they'll still be making money off the damn bridge.
I swear, I thought that was the state of Maryland.
Nope, it is a privately owned bridge.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
So that's why the Republicans are like, whoa. It's a private bridge, and you're gonna have the taxpayers pay for it,
right.
and they're gonna get the windfall from it.
And you're going to get paid for charging people to go across the daggone bridge.
Exactly. So again, I mean, I like the bridge up as well, but again, it has to go with the freaking insurance company.
That's insane. I had no idea.
Yep.
Wow.
It's just like if you talk about if you look at like say if you live in Virginia, there's a toll road called the Greenway.
Yes.
That's privately owned.
How the hell do you get how do you do that? How do you pull that one off?
You grease some palms. You have a lot of money in place, and you do it.
Wow.
The Greenway is privately owned.
So what do you do for a living? I own a bridge.
Yeah.
You may have heard of it.
Charge people exorbitant amounts of money. I'm making I don't know, maybe a couple $100 million a year on the damn thing.
That's insane. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Little tidbit information for you.
Could you imagine the call into the insurance company?
Yeah. Yeah. I got calling for my bridge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Well, you have a foot-low bridge going over your pond? No. It's the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Over in jolly old England, they may call it a pond, but over here, we're going to call it the Patapsco River. Holy, I had no idea.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can find about $10,000 for you, whatever. No, this one's I don't even know what it is.
It's a big bridge.
This is probably going to cost them anywhere from about, I don't know, 250 to $300 million. Oh, you know what? Let me call my supervisor.
Yeah, exactly. Let me put you on hold 1 second. Oh my, I did not know that. That's interesting.
See, we're having some beef sticks too.
Yeah, these things are money.
But see, that's the kind of shit that they don't want to talk about. They wanted to bring it up, and we're Maryland residents, so we would benefit from it. But I don't want to benefit from that shit if there's already insurance for it, and I don't want my tax money. Well, not only is that going to be federal tax money,
right?
Then I'm sure they're going to get us for state too.
Now, see, I don't understand why the state of Maryland were working on bids Remember they were working on bids for the bridge? Well, what the hell?
Because Maryland's trying to basically facilitate it.
Well, if it's not my bridge, I'll let the guy that owns it deal with it.
Well, true. I mean, I understand why the governor or whatever may be, because obviously people are screaming for his head, saying, "Hey, you need to get this fucking bridge up."
Right.
So I can understand where he may be trying to negotiate to get some stuff in quicker. Because if say a commercial company calls in for somebody and says, "Hey, blah blah blah," or as opposed to say the mayor or say the governor of a state,
Right.
or even a senator,
Right.
that kind of moves things a little bit.
I gotcha.
So,
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. With the insurance company, well, can you send pictures of the accident? No, if you turn to Channel 2 News, you'll probably see it right
look
then
on
and there.
Google, fool.
Oh, my God.
And of course, there's nothing to say, and this is just speculation, that whether or not some of the officials here are probably getting a little
little
kind
greasy
of kickback
palm.
or something.
Yeah, get
Yep.
the little greasy palm.
So, anyway.
Wow, that's enough for the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I can't believe that. Wow. So we had the Summer Olympics.
Yep.
And let's see here. I've got a whole list of stuff, but I don't want to go too cray-cray with it.
So the Summer Olympics in France?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, remember where they were talking about how the athletes were talking about, like, the accommodations were, like, complete shit?
The cardboard boxes. Ooh. Yeah, it was to try to limit the amount of playtime between the athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodri.
Roger?
I did have a good Christmas. Hopefully you did as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but the athletes were talking about, at the Olympics were talking about how, the French officials were saying how they were not ergonomic, what do you call it?
Eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah.
And they're like, bullshit, it was fucking cardboard.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe fancy cardboard, but cardboard nonetheless.
Right. Wow. I'm sure the local hotels appreciated that.
And they did complain about how they had a lot more vegetables, which was fine, but they're saying, hey, we're athletes, we need protein.
Right. Right.
And apparently the protein selections were limited. They weren't as plentiful as in other, so they're like, bruh,
Wow.
come on, man.
We're going to level the playing field.
We can't eat pea protein and then go run a freaking marathon.
Yeah. Oh, man, could you imagine? They'd look like the Exorcist with the going all over the place. Gross.
That's disgusting.
So how about let's throw Caitlin Clark in there. She is the Time Athlete of the Year. I tell you what, man.
People still bitching about it. Well, not people.
Right.
Very, very small number of people are bitching about it.
Yeah, there's one. Well, actually, I think there's a couple that are, but yeah, the WNBA really.
You guys do not have. You guys do not have the juice, the pull, to be talking shit.
Right.
Because you are a subsidized league that loses money every effing year.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark came into the scene. All of a sudden, you're selling out your arenas.
Right.
Your season ticket went through the freaking roof.
Right.
Merchandising went off the charts, and that was because of her.
Yep.
It wasn't because of Angel Reese that can't even land a layup.
Well, she did get the most rebounds, but I think the majority of them were actually from her missed shots.
They were.
Whoopsies.
I mean, Caitlin Clark was beating her except for rebounds. She's beating her in free throws, 3-pointers,
everything. Yeah, it's amazing.
And so,
yeah. Then what else do we have? We have the Hurricanes. We have Helene and Milton that kind of blew through. And I guess who stopped by? Who stopped by when those went through Florida and North Carolina? Who actually stopped by to check out and see how the citizens were?
that would be Rodri's favorite person, Donald J. Trump. And along with him came Elon Musk.
Right, but what happened to Biden?
He's on the beach.
Oh, what about Harris?
She was at a fundraiser.
All right. And why did the Democrats lose the election?
Many reasons. That's probably one. Because and I understand they're powerful men, but even Trump and Elon Musk came in and did something FEMA couldn't do, and that was to establish communications with Starlink. But
yeah, it almost makes you wonder. It almost makes you wonder if that was held back, like the help and everything was kind of held back until someone, if Harris would have won, then all the money and, the savior would have came in and parted the Red Seas and all the other good stuff.
There's speculation for and against, and I guess it's something. It gets to something at this point you're never going to prove,
Right.
except for the simple fact that you were not there.
Right.
That's the only thing they could say. It's
Right.
like Trump came in and visited stuff within a day. Excuse me. Biden finally came in. I think after a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, touchdown.
Did a 15-minute dilly do and then left. But,
Unbelievable.
And they still do need help.
Yes, they do. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. Because and like I said, this is the year in review, so we're gonna go over the stuff. And there was all these reports from the mainstream media that said, no, they did not give the money away. The fuck they didn't.
Yeah,
they
I think
did.
we proved that wrong.
Yeah, we did.
Well, they probably didn't have the funding to come in and help out with the storms. I mean, Florida's pretty rich by itself.
Well, yeah, they might have had like some issues, but they would have had a hell of a lot more money if they wouldn't have got the couple $100 million to what was it? I can't remember what it was called. Did we have that here? What was the fund? This may not be it.
Oh, they had to create something for the migrants.
Yes. Yeah, it's not in here. Anyway, yeah, but they had to create the thing so they could actually transfer the money over.
Right.
And it was like, bruh.
I think it was 20 million. It was 20 million to create that, and then I think it was like 160 million that had to go in for the migrants. Now, it was something about living, like support, and
it was like Families Act or some bullshit.
What the hell was the name of that?
Anyway, we did the show on it. Y'all saw it.
Yeah. If not, go back to the last one.
Yeah. But anyway,
man, these things are money.
Yeah, they still need help, and and let's be honest. We'll get into more on this later, but both of them were out to lunch. Yep. They were not. They were nowhere to be seen.
Nope, they didn't give a shit.
And the one thing that aggravates me about Biden is
just one.
Well, there's tons of it, but the simple fact that even when Kamala Harris was going to be the presidential candidate for the Democrats, he just fell off the earth.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're still the president. We still have 4 months or 5 months to go,
right?
And he just disappeared. It's like, bro, what where you at, bro?
Yeah, I think there was an ego that got a little shattered there.
No, probably was. But he needs, but the thing about it is Biden needs to thank his buddies for that. Pelosi and all these other ones, they're the ones that pulled his ass out. So,
yep. Yeah. So, of course, now we're at the finger-pointing stage.
Mm-hmm. So. And, real quick, speaking of failures, Kamala Harris, who spent $1 billion on the campaign and still came out $20 million in debt. And yet she wants to run the country?
Yeah.
Or she wanted to run the country at that point?
Really? I hope that somebody goes back and looks at all that stuff.
Yeah. Now, obviously, they're going to tell you it was here's her campaign people and this, that, and the other and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Right? But at the end of the day, you're the head honcho. So I'm going to be like, look, let's make sure, we run, whatever, and we don't get into any campaign finance issues.
Sure.
Make sure y'all people got your fucking head out of your ass and whatever.
Right.
I'd have that speech with everybody. But
well, I mean, the other thing too is if, okay, so you need help with something, getting your car fixed or whatever. So I give you, I don't know, I give you $2,000 to get something done. Let's say I give you $10,000 to get something done to your car. It's an expensive thing. Well, then I see you, and you're still driving the same car, but then you need more money from me to get your car running. So what happened to the original $10,000 that I gave you?
Spend it on Beyonce.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, you know, as a donor, I would be livid that you took my money and spent it on God knows what, and now you're making phone calls for me to donate more money for your foul up. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, you know, as we understand, it was a miscalc. I don't think it was work in beginning, but that's how that's the Democrats' playbook. Is they really thought that the celebrity endorsements were really going to put it over. As a matter of fact, it had the exact opposite effect.
Right.
And those that they felt were the heavy hitters, people are already fed up with,
and
like Oprah.
They were the most expensive.
Yeah. Like, you know, they talk about Oprah. Well, people were pissed off at her because she was sitting there asking for donations for Hawaii.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we want to, you know, give to Hawaii, but everyone, what is your ass doing?
Right. Didn't she own a home? She owned a big house there.
Like, you got billions and billions, you got hundreds of billions of dollars.
Right.
Whatever. So she had negative effect. Obama had the negative effect. They thought he was going to be the freaking Messiah.
That guy.
That Beyonce, you name it. Matter of fact, ever had the negative effect.
Wow. All right. Glad that money was well spent.
Well spent.
Go Democrats. We got the rise of AI. I think it's always been there, but I think this year that made an impact.
Yeah. A lot of people were depending on it, or there were certain pieces of whatever that they were, I don't want to say they depended on it, but they were like testing it out and saying, oh, this is cool, and we're generating. But then it kind of exploded, and people were jumping on the bandwagon. And then you had a couple of the people from Google said, well, whoa, hold on. This shit is getting a little scary. And they're like, you know what? Bye.
Yeah.
And they found their ass out of a job.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that really kicked that off was the Tom Cruise. Remember the guy that was playing golf or something like that? And come to find out it wasn't Tom Cruise? Yeah, that I think was the one that kind of sparked that whole thing.
And then they started seeing in some of the movies that they were using AI. Like there was a movie with Tom Hanks, and I can't remember what the other girl's name was. But they were doing like a flashback scene, and they used AI to make them look, 20 years old or whatever it was. But you couldn't tell the difference, at least initially. So they're like, So then people started kind of using that for commercials. And so, remember, Scarlett Johansson was like, oh, that's not me. Cease and desist. Because she even, she was going to do a, we call it a lawsuit, but they pulled it back and this, that, and the other. But, because they have copyright that this, my likeness.
Right.
And everything else is copyrighted. So if you use it without my permission,
sure.
I'll freaking sue your pants off.
Right.
So.
Wow. Just imagine making movies with AI. Like,
it's going to take a while, but for them to get the real, the complete, like, facial expressions and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. Because I've also looked into AI, because, so for instance, the books that I write, I like to get them on Audible. Well, to hire a narrator is expensive as shit. I mean, you're close to anywhere from, well, it depends, but you get anywhere from like $600-700 to $1,000 a book. Yeah, to have somebody narrate. If you want somebody with that's halfway known,
right?
And then if you get a scab, I'm not calling them scabs, but somebody that's not known, then you don't have the name recognition, so you might spend $500, but then you don't gain any, even if they're an excellent narrator,
right? You're
not gaining any promotion or anything for that. So I looked into doing the AI, and it's, I'd say 50% there, but it doesn't do inflection,
okay,
and this,
gotcha.
that, and the other, and doesn't, like when I have something that's, in the middle of a battle, and he's like, hey, how's it going there? Or maybe we should
it's just
go
flat.
around their flank.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go around the flank, you know? So it's just, yeah.
I could do it. I would do it for free, but I'd do it as an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
That I wouldn't want.
Go over there. Go around the flank.
Go and hit that tumor.
Yeah. Kill his father. Hurry, come on. What do you think?
That's why I like Predator, because he didn't have a whole lot of.
No.
That's why I love Conan, and I love.
Hey, Joe Biden is free to work in a short while. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I wonder. See, this is the one that gets me. Is I wonder what is he doing? You know, I mean, he's pissed off at the world right now, especially the Democrats. I mean, I'm curious to see the shit where money is going right now, what bills are being signed off on, you know, and how many more pardons is he going to give out?
Fuck shit. How many more kids he gave? Dude, he gave like children, like kid rapists and murderers pardons. One woman screwed people out of $53 million of their like pensions. And he's like, oh, you're all right.
Unbelievable.
Oh, shit, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and pardon Bernie Madoff
Yeah, might as well.
and the Enron people.
Right. Yeah, that's some
Holy
crazy shit.
shit, dude.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more coming. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody or anybody in the government that had anything to do with the January 6th thing are going to get pardoned. Because you know when Trump comes in.
Oh, you mean by Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like
Yeah.
well, whatever.
Or at least protect it.
Well, he needs before Biden rolls out, he needs to probably put a little blanket over Nancy Pelosi, and a couple other ones,
right.
because she's the one that told the National Guard to stand down
Right.
when they were gonna when they called him out to say, hey, let's protect. And she called him. She like, nope, don't need him.
What if he doesn't give her a blanket pardon?
He may not,
wouldn't
because
that
she's
be
one of the ones that
something?
pulled his ass out of the race. So he may not. He's like, bitch, I got something for you.
Oh, speaking of which, did you happen to catch the news this morning? There was a photograph or a couple photographs that were leaked when Biden went to China, and Hunter was there with him.
Yep, that's my number one right there. See it?
Oh yeah. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Let's
No
just
problem.
let's just erase that and we'll
No, you're
continue on.
correct. You're quite right. So they have Biden with it's BHR Partners out of Shanghai. It's the Equality Investment Fund Management Company, commonly known as BHR Partners, Chinese private equity firm that Hunter was involved in. And again, Hunter, he does not have. Here's the problem. Again, it's also the same with Burisma. He has no business management acumen.
Right.
He's a fucking idiot. But he's dealing with China. Now, why do you think China's dealing with him?
Right.
He has no business acumen at all. He has no connections. He has nothing except for
His Faza.
one. So, as Ed said, they have Joe Biden posing multiple pictures with not only with Jinping, the Chinese, what is he?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, President, whatever you call him, but also these businessmen.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of them, and so what you want us to believe is that Biden took tons of pictures of these people, not knowing it
Right.
at all who the hell they were.
Right. Well, I mean, as bad as his memory is, maybe he
true.
forgot that his son was with him.
Yeah. So it's like, and they said these photos are incredibly damaging, but nothing's going to happen with Biden, because just like the classified documents.
Yeah.
Well, he's just a nice old man that has a bad memory.
Right. Well, I mean, he's pardoned anyway. So, I mean, you could release the floodgates at this point, and there's nothing that's going to happen.
No. So it doesn't matter. Well, same thing as like Hillary Clinton. With the freaking emails and the shit.
Wipe my computer clean? Like, what do you mean? Like, take some pledge and...
No, I mean like bitch bleach. I mean like whack the hard drives.
Right.
Why would anybody do that?
Well, if you didn't have anything to hide, you're right. Why would I?
Well, it's anything like Megadog's talking like, why would you pardon Hunter if there's not a big issue? Well, they know there's a big issue.
Oh, yeah.
Not only is he protecting Hunter, He's also protecting Jim, his
He's
brother,
covering his ass.
and a couple other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oopsies.
So, yeah.
So what else do we have? We also have, speaking of Joe Biden, he takes a verbal shit at the debate, which kind of sparked this whole
put the
thing.
nail in the coffin, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was at that point, I think, that everybody started realizing that the rumors were true and the cheese was starting to slide a little bit off the cracker.
which everybody denied.
Right. Until
everybody
that
knew what was going on, they denied it.
Well, he had COVID. It was just a bad debate. Well, when you're incoherent, then I think that's a little bit beyond a bad debate. Just saying. Trump assassination.
Attempt.
Yeah. Damn, that was pretty scary too.
Not only was it scary, but it was like bullshit because the Secret Service couldn't. Well, it came out that even the Secret Service were like, why do all these others need pardons? No, they didn't do anything wrong. You're right. Why do they?
Yeah, they're innocent.
Yeah, unfortunately in the pardon process, you don't have to put what you're pardoning them from. It's just a blanket pardon that says. But see, here's the thing. At least as far as I'm aware, every other president up to this point did pardons. Levied a pardon on somebody that is already charged with a crime.
Right.
With Biden, he's pre-pardoned.
Yeah, just a blanket pre-pardon.
Yeah, of people who haven't been charged with anything.
But they could possibly be charged.
Well, if they've done nothing wrong.
Right, then it's a waste. You just wasted my pardon.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, pardon me. Put it on somebody else. Whoops.
What were we talking about?
Pardon the pun. All right, so what else? We got the hurricanes. Trump is elected president.
Yeah, by a landslide.
No, you sure it wasn't just a few hundred people?
No,
I mean,
it was
pretty close.
electoral college and it was the popular vote, which is a lot of things that they bring up. Like they brought that up with 2016,
right?
And said, well, he really wasn't the president because he didn't get the popular vote, even though he got the electoral college votes. But this time, he slammed the lid shut.
Right.
He got both, and by a significant amount.
Right.
You had people that you had Latinos,
Blacks.
even blacks moved. They're like, I can't live in this shit because I'm struggling.
Yeah, I think Biden, or not Biden. I'm sorry, Obama put that nail in the coffin. That was just a complete disgrace for black people, period.
Where he's like, hey, well, I get the feeling you're not voting for her because she's a woman. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the brothers and stuff. And like, bruh.
Right. They didn't
go look at my bank account. Go look at my grocery bill.
Right.
Quit talking shit.
Right. Well, then on top of that, I mean, what was she doing? Nobody could relate to her. I mean, you had no idea. She flip-flopped. She flip-flopped more than sandals at Ocean City.
Oh. If I was one of the brothers there, especially at one of these things, I say, hey, I tell you what, won't you let me come and lounge in that freaking $16 million Martha's Vineyard mansion you just bought,
right?
Because you don't want to be down in the hood anymore,
right.
Or even in the suburbs. You want to be
right
with all the whiteys and the rich people.
Sure. Now the other thing too, I guess, is that if he was such a backer, if he actually cared that much about the Democratic Party and also Kamala Harris, how much money did she spend on him? Do you remember?
On Obama?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Well, they were short.
He got paid.
Oh, he did get paid.
It's like you can't roll if you're trying to keep the Democratic Party in power, and this and another. You're not going to come and spend half hour of your time to promote. Well, I can, but
right, you gonna pay me
for
it?
Check.
Hey, I got things to do, man. I got books to write.
That's right.
What else do we have?
I just find it funny that this is also the man that really kind of was really barking about climate change and this, that, and the other, and the seas rising, but yet you go buy a mansion on an island.
Right.
So if those seas are rising, why would you buy a mansion on an island? Because that's going to be underwater, isn't it?
Right.
Well, apparently not. Apparently 'Cause you would just drop 16 million for no reason.
I would.
And you
wanna-
sure as heck get the flood damage on it.
Right. Whoopsie.
Mm.
Oh. How about P. Diddy? This was a complete shock when the FBI raided him.
I think for some people it was. I think for some people it wasn't. Now, I thought the guy was. Now, I didn't know to the extent. I thought he. Well, I think everybody's sideways. You know, like all the rap or anybody really in the music business, celebrities, anybody. I think they're all freaking halfway sideways anyway about what they're doing.
Right.
They're scumbags. You know who's not? Just real quick before we get into it. You know who's not? Who's like actually a family man, who actually stays away from that shit and actually gets a little bit irate if they kind of try to draw him into shit.
Who's that?
Ice Cube.
Yeah, he's a stand-up
Ice Cube
guy.
is like, he's like, I don't deal with that shit. He's been married to the same woman for like 32 years, and he was talking to it was on who's the jackass
that narrows it down.
quarterback who sucked. I thought he sucked. Cam Newton.
Mm.
So it was on Cam Newton's podcast, and he was asking him about it because Cam Newton, he's not loyal to any woman, whatever. And Ice Cube told him, he's like, man, look, he said, her and I are in a relationship of trust.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to go out there and deal with that bullshit.
Right.
These people that you couldn't trust them as far as you could throw them, and
Right.
dealing with women coming after his money or this or that. Well, plus he said, I love my wife.
Right.
But it's like, why would it, let's just say, let's talk about the sexual stuff. Okay, I go have some, and then I don't know what the hell's coming with it.
Right.
Is she going to start hitting me up for money or
Right.
this or that? Or,
Yeah. Every time she walks into a room, everybody claps. VD.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
was going to say it's not from the. But anyway, I wouldn't get that because I like Ice Cube. He's a pretty cool dude. But anyway, the thing is like, Diddy, I won't say I knew all this shit was going on, but it's like, a lot of these people just, to me, are they're not right.
Right.
But to the extent
Oh, there's going to
of
be
the
some
shit
fallout.
that this guy was doing.
There's going to be some fallout. And that's the thing I don't understand is no matter what you do, whatever your stance is in life, I don't care if it's sweeping floors or whatever, in this day and age, you're being watched.
Yeah.
You're being watched. There's cameras all over the place. And, I mean, there was a movie that came out, I want to say it was in the 90s or maybe in early 2000s. It was Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. It was called Eyes Wide Open. Yeah.
Oh, that was freaky ass.
Yeah.
Shit movie.
And, I mean, seeing that, it's kind of like, it's a good movie. But now, with all this fallout and everything, it's kind of like, well, when did fiction become fact?
I think it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the extent it is now, or even to the extent that Diddy did it.
Right.
I think it's been there for a long time.
Yeah. No, I could see that.
But here's the thing. When it comes to a career, if you think you're going to have all these celebrities at your party, okay, let's say you have celebrities at your party, didn't really get involved
But they were there.
with the kinky shit,
Right.
but drank and this and the other, you think they're going to side with you?
No.
They're going to turn on you in a minute. It's like,
Yeah.
look, I had nothing to do with that shit.
Right.
I wasn't involved in that shit, but yeah, I knew he did that kind of stuff.
Right. But yet you didn't say anything. So
Yeah.
I guess that means you're accomplice.
Something, but
Yeah.
if they can bail out of that, they'll turn on him like a.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's going to be reaching for the lifeboat at that point in time. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Plus, he's still in jail. Is it 3 times he went to appeal or tried to get out for bail, and they were like, nah, man, ain't going to happen.
And you know what's really effed up? Well, there's actually a couple people. You know who were the main? You know who's one of the main people that's connected to Diddy and Harvey Weinstein?
Who's that?
Oprah.
Oh.
She's connected to both of them.
Hmm.
And they're even saying that there's going to be some shit coming out about her.
Oh, God.
So here's my point. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. So Oprah started in Baltimore, remember?
Yeah, she was
Back in
nothing.
the day. Now, if anybody ever saw her as a news person, or even when she got kind of she got a little bit of a talk show.
Right.
If anybody ever, I mean, this is before she became Oprah, before she really kind of made it out. If you watched it, it was horrible.
Yeah.
She had no personality. I even think, even when she came up with her other, the big show,
Right.
where she was like, I don't think she was, I thought she was horrible. She couldn't conduct an interview. She was boring. She's like, oh, she did that every once in a while, but she couldn't.
Right.
I'm like, so how the F do you think she got to where she's worth hundreds of billions of dollars?
Right. Yeah, you came from a newscaster to where she is now.
And you weren't good. That's my point. If you were good at what you did and it rocketed, you say, oh, okay, maybe.
Right.
Go watch some of the old things of her, and you're wondering when you see her, how the fuck is she going up the ladder?
Right.
I have no clue. She's horrible.
WBAL, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
I think
Yeah.
it was Channel 13.
Yeah, it is correct.
Horrible. Horrible.
Ugh.
So I don't get it. Well, there's a lot of speculation as to why.
Yeah.
They're even getting into some speculation on a lot of these people and like Satanism and shit.
Oh, Jesus. What's the other one?
Well, there's a bunch of them. They're saying Doja Cat's in that. They're saying Diddy was in that. They're saying Beyonce's in that.
What the hell is that thing?
What thing? Illuminati?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
That's what they say. I don't know if I believe all that, but I don't mind talking about it.
Gives us something to talk about.
It's all speculation, but hey.
Yeah. What else do we have? Blah, blah, blah.
Get Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah. So I'm okay with her music, and
I'm not bad mouthing her because, well, I am. I don't like her music. I mean, I understand how it's popular to people, and that's fine. I can't stand her music. I think it's shitty, but that's me.
but she, in my opinion, I think she is an amazing human being.
Oh, she's another one that they're putting her on that list. I didn't put her on there. People are putting her on that list.
Yeah, that she just ended her tour, which was the highest grossing tour ever. And she paid, I think they were talking about that she went back and paid all her crew, the dancers and everything, like really, really good bonuses. And, other than her and Travis Kelce, you really don't hear that much about her except for with Kamala Harris, which I think she kind of ducked in and then got the hell out real quick.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a shitload of money.
Yeah, she does.
Some might say, well, why not pay people that? Because they're helping your concert to be what it is rather than just you standing up there.
Right.
But, I mean, she did. I mean, I'm a little biased because I don't like her. So sometimes I'm a little biased to what she does. Maybe unfairly. But I just can't stand her music. And here's my problem. Because, so this section I did as obsession. People are I cannot stand people who are obsessed with other people. Like,
Kardashians and
all that shit.
The housewives.
Especially when you have people losing their shit. Now, I go to a concert, Iron Maiden or something. I go, woo, and I'm like, yeah, and I'll clap, whatever. I don't lose my shit. But when you got people losing their shit over somebody, that causes me to bring into their mental capacity into question.
Like they have nothing to do with these people. I think, was it last year or the year before last was, what the hell was her name? Britney Spears. Remember that whole thing with Britney Spears? Yeah. Free Britney and all the other shit? Where is she now?
She's like living under a rock somewhere. I mean, she's down. She went nuts again.
Yeah, I think she's posing, or not posing, but she's doing dances and everything. I can't remember. It's TikTok, Instagram, or one of those.
Or maybe, what do you call it?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans or fans, whatever it is. But see, that's my thing is when you lose. And so they showed a lot of stuff with Taylor Swift. And again, I understand Taylor Swift's not going to somebody and touching them on the forehead and saying, and I want you to freak the fuck out. Mm-hmm. But they showed so much with involved with Taylor Swift, and these people losing their shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, you could be happy and you're like, I love the song and I get to go to the concert and it's great. But why are you losing your fucking shit? What else do you have going on in your life that you have to lose your shit over somebody you don't know, who doesn't know you, doesn't really give a shit about you, because I got like 50 billion fans? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, it's the same thing like back in the 60s with the Beatles.
Yeah.
When the girls used to lose their shit. For what? What are you losing your shit for?
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Well, I guess that's the thing is,
People get on my nerves.
if I was in a rock band or heavy metal band or anything like that, and the first woman that loses her shit, that's the one I'm going to marry. She's a winner there, folks.
Yeah.
Teeth come falling out. Hey, you're Sonny.
It's not a real boobs. Pasties come out.
Oh, she's got more plastic than the Tesla.
Yeah. That is a phenomenon that I cannot wrap my head around. That people losing their shit for that kind of stuff. I don't get it. And there's a lot of bands that I love, Kill Switch Engage like stuff that I really, 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 really enjoy. But I wouldn't lose even if I met him. Well, I met Kill Switch Engage in person. But
they're
human. I didn't like, huh?
They're human beings.
They're just the people that, and I don't lose my shit. Why the fuck are you losing your shit? That's part of the reason why I have an issue with the whole Taylor Swift thing. Same thing with all these other ones where you have. I'm trying to think what it was. Yeah, even Britney Spears back in the day.
Right.
She had the best-selling CD, and they had people losing their shit over. The fuck is wrong with you? Get a fucking grip.
Yeah.
That's not reality.
Right.
I hate to see what your fucking life is like.
Oh.
But anyway, that's all I'm saying. It just gets on my nerves. And plus, I just don't like her music. Whatever.
I don't like her face.
I find it repetitive and, well, it's pop, so whatever. Yeah. Anywho.
The United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is gunned down in New York. Wow, what a strange turn of events that guy is, huh?
Yeah. If I went myself at a gig, it would just be due to advanced years.
Nice.
Or it's just too much. It's too much of a crowd.
Yeah,
I can't even make it to the toilet. So I'm like,
it's just gonna go right here. Depends on whether I make it or not. So yeah, Maglione. So come to find out, that is one of the most powerful families in the state of Maryland. I didn't know that. I know they own 2 golf courses. No, the whole family, the Maglione family.
Is that the CEO guy?
No, the kid that shot him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The kid's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like big time in Maryland. I didn't know that. But yeah, that's interesting to see how that falls out.
So it's not like he didn't have the best care.
No, I mean
he had the best care, especially in Maryland when you're looking at John Hopkins and shit.
Oh yeah. So apparently he dipped off the radar for a while. Nobody could find him, and then this happens.
Well, they showed him like even after, I think it was after surgery, where he had the they had him like hiking and shit. He had freaking 6-pack and stuff. It's like, doesn't seem to be hurting.
Yeah, he's not hurting as far as I'm concerned. But who knows?
Who don't?
But I think it's strange too is that these guys, like, there's a lot of people out there that are cheering this kid on.
Yeah, that's
creepy. That's creepy.
I understand the issue with people having issues with corporate America
in healthcare,
CEOs, especially in healthcare. I get it, okay, but okay, well, let's just go shoot the CEO. What is that going to do? You think they're oh shit? Maybe we should drop the the healthcare prices. It's not going to happen,
right?
And I'll give you my 2 cents on healthcare. On healthcare, the only way that we can seem to moderate healthcare is if, I don't want to go to a single payer system like in the UK and stuff, and I'm sure it works well for them and everything else, and more power to you. The only way is to lift the regulations to where insurance companies can go in different states, right? Because if I have insurance company A and they seem to have, quote unquote, the monopoly in this region, well, I'm going to charge you whatever the hell I want to charge you, and you're just going to pay it.
Right.
But if you open up the regulations to where, say, company B can now come into that market and say, You got to pay, I don't know, $500 a month for them.
Right.
We'll give you the exact same care for $300.
Right.
Boom, mass, exodus. They're going to go to this insurance company B now. But if you allow that, if you allow them to what do you call it, negotiate and all that stuff, you're going to have prices that are going to come down because you don't have a monopoly anymore.
Right.
And I got company B coming in here, or company C and D and E, and they're like, hell, we'll do it for less than that. We can do it for less than that.
Right.
As long as we get all your, it's like McDonald's. I may charge less, but I'm gonna about 1 billion sold. I'm gonna have all the people, so I'm gonna be making money hand over fist.
Right. But they're another one also. If you go from area to area, even here in the state of Maryland, if I go to McDonald's, God forbid, if I go to one in Silver Spring, that's going to be more expensive than the one that's by my house. Or if I go to Salisbury, that's going to be more expensive, But it's never the same.
Right.
I think the problem that I have is it should be the same straight across the board. The food should look alike. Everything should look alike. And the price, I get it because you have to take it farther and things like that. But, I mean, really? Come on.
Yeah. So if you have McDonald's and you're charging, I don't know, let's say $10 for a Big Mac meal.
Right.
I put in one just right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Not like miles and miles, but right down the street, around the corner. Hell, I'm going to charge $8 for a Big Mac meal. Somebody's going to go the extra half a block or whatever it is to go pay $2 less for a Big Mac. That's the point. That's where you get lower prices.
Right.
If you allow people to come in and negotiate and to participate in the market, you don't have the monopoly anymore. Because I'll go ahead and I'll put my building right next to you if I'm allowed to.
Right.
I'll put my care center right next to yours, and I'll charge, so much less.
Right.
And that's it. And that's how you get the free market. That's what the free market's supposed to do.
Well, but then the opposite side of the coin is that, if my insurance, if I'm charging, on my insurance, my company, $500 a week for my health care, that's the thing that the market is going to dictate the price. So you can come in and say, well, I'll do it for $300 a week. But the problem is that why would you do that when everyone else is willing to pay the $500 a week for health care?
People are willing to pay because they have to.
Right.
Because I can't come into your market and set up shop. That's the problem. If we deregulate that, and so therefore I can come into your market and I could charge less, why would you not come to me?
Right.
Because if you're paying $500 for there, especially your company, because the company has to pay. You pay for it, and the company has to pay a percentage for your health care.
Right. If
right?
some of them don't.
Most of them do.
Right.
Just to get it, because they have to do it to get
the
health care
discount.
where it's halfway decent.
Right.
But if I, as a company, say, okay, well, I could charge you for whatever as an employee, no big deal.
Right.
But if my piece of it is now, say if I pay half, say if I had to pay $500, you pay $500.
Right.
This company comes in, or this healthcare company comes in, now I could pay $250. Take $250 times 100 or 1,000 employees.
Right.
I'm making I'm keeping a shitload of money back.
Right.
And that's how the free market in the healthcare works. But right now we have Congress and everybody else, because they got the lobbyists coming in, and so let's say United Healthcare comes into New York and do the governor, the senator says, hey, I need you to keep a cap on the regulations.
Right.
And I'll kick into your campaign or whatever, but I need you to keep a cap on it so that I can run the show.
Right.
And make all the money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying. The thing is too, is that you have to remember, for every dollar that we pay for healthcare, 25% actually goes towards the healthcare portion of it. And then you have 75 cents that goes to, I got to pay the employees and administration fees.
Yep.
So, I hate to say it, but I think, this whole situation with Brian Thompson, I mean, my heart goes out to his family and things like that. And I truly do. I mean, this is sad that we're kind of overlooking that. But, you know, on the other hand, with this Maglione guy, I think there's going to be some fallout, obviously on the criminal end, but also as to wait a minute, how much money is this going to? You know what I mean? Kind of like with the what's going through Congress now, or the senators are actually talking to the credit card companies. One's 24%, one's 28%.
Right.
You know, and I'm curious to see if there's going to be fallout from that as well. As to, okay, so why the hell does healthcare cost so much? And like you were saying, is why can't I offer more options in this state, but I can't because A and B are in this state.
Right. And me as a healthcare company, and believe me, I'm not defending healthcare companies at all.
Sure.
But me as a healthcare company, why am I going to put forth more effort to do it when I can make, say, pretty much the premium money I can make by just giving you these options?
Right.
Why am I going to open it up to this?
Right.
I'm not. But if I have competition come in and say, well, we'll offer it for that, I'm like, oh shit, now I got to drop my price.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing as like, you know, it's the same thing as like, well, no, it's a bad. I was going to say gas. I was going to say like gas stations. That's a bad one because they all kind of stay around the same.
Oh my! Don't even get me started on that.
But it's just the same because until they alleviate the regulation that says you cannot operate in here and they let people go over state lines,
right?
That's when you're going to see a significant drop in. Because the point is the point of the problem is if you do it like Kamala was talking about the housing market,
right?
That says I'm going to give everybody $25,000. You know, they're going to say, okay, then what's that going to happen? You're going to give people that can't pay it or this and the other. The problem is we have people that I won't say don't take care of themselves, but they have people that just don't give a shit,
right?
And with Obamacare, like I said before, with my company,
that was
we went up 66%.
Yeah,
and we have private health care,
right?
But because of the market and how he affected that with the Obamacare, it raised everybody's shit up.
Right.
But like I said, mine was 66%.
Right.
My company had to go up.
That's ridiculous.
Just to offer the same amount of care they had to because of Obamacare. But anyway.
So
I guess my point is I don't know. I just don't see a significant way to regulate costs unless you allow competition,
right?
Because you see, remember when they started to regulate it too hard, and remember some of the hospitals couldn't afford
right
the healthcare company because you regulated it too high or too tight, and they're like, we can't afford it. So some of the doctors and some of the and that came through with Obamacare,
right?
Some hospitals says we can't afford, say, Aetna or United Healthcare because it's too expensive for what you're allowing us to charge.
Right.
So,
yeah, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do? So, like, we can't take it. So then the people suffered because they couldn't get Healthcare A into the hospital.
Right.
They're like, we can't take it anymore.
Right.
So anyway, that's a whole
another ball of wax.
Yeah.
So we're a little over our time, but that's okay.
All right.
You know why? Because it's the end of 2024. So how about if we look at predictions or forecasting for the year of 2025? And feel free to chime in at any point in time, guys.
Yeah, I'd be curious as to what you guys think is going to happen, especially Roger. Roger's probably going to be like, it's all going to be a pile of shit.
He won't hold back.
So, did you guys have any predictions for 2025?
Because I know we have a bunch.
We have a bunch. Well, especially like Megadog. Megadog lives in the U.S. Roger doesn't. You know, so I mean, whatever predictions. Yeah, I don't mind if Roger does predictions. I mean, they won't really affect him except from the world market.
Right.
But I know one thing right off the bat. As he's already said, he's getting ready. He said day one, lower taxes.
Yep, I agree.
Because right now I'm up at like, I don't even remember. I'm up like 30. 30. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Oh, did the TV just do a little?
I think the TV just went. Wah, wah, wah.
No, Mega Dog says I predict a lot more shit.
Yeah, you got that right. You hit the nail on the head on that one.
You're gonna have people that can't talk about people losing your shit. So, but so here's the funny thing though. I'll say about that though.
What the hell was that?
What the hell is that? Why is my shit going?
I think we've been hacked.
Damn Chinese.
Stravoika.
We haven't dropped any frames, so apparently we're still rolling.
Okay, rolling.
I think part of the shit is like you're still having even some Democrats who are saying, okay, well, what Trump's kind of proposing is not too bad stuff.
Right.
So I don't know. Was Roger? What do you make of Elon Musk and illegal
immigration row?
Well, Elon Musk is not my favorite person on the planet. I mean, I do like the Doge with him and
Vivek
Ramaswamy, because there is tons of government waste,
overhead,
and stuff that we're doing. I'm not legal immigration. I'm going to be honest. I'm not exactly completely familiar with that.
Well, Ramaswamy actually had some pretty interesting comments yesterday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, they are not, at least, yeah, I think they both agree that they are not against immigration. That's the whole point, is that they're not against it. What Ramaswamy was saying is that we need to look outside the United States for thinkers, as far as like, scientists and things like that, because it just seems like the world out there, I think, has a lot of talent that would love to come here. But we're so tied up on, the American jobs, and we only want to hire American thinkers and people like that. I agree. I mean, a lot of these companies that are out there, they started from people that weren't American citizens at the time. So yeah, I'm all for it. And I think that's their biggest thing, is how they want to look at it, is to get that talent from outside of the United States.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, they're talking about, okay, I got you. They're talking about backers like the tech industry and
Yes.
shit like that. Okay. Just how he put it, I got a little confused about what he meant. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't not following what you were talking about. Like the debate over H-1Bs,
Yes.
visas and stuff. Okay, I got you. All right. So people don't have a problem with legal immigration. The problem is the illegal immigration.
Right.
Now, and what they want to do, I know what a big thing they want to do is they want to put more resources into processing legal immigration, because because to be honest, right now, the whole legal immigration has almost been put on hold.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to process all the illegal immigration coming through, and it's like, bruh, and that's what people are getting pissed off about. It's like, look, I've been waiting in line, I've done my paperwork, I've paid whatever fees I got to pay, this and the other, and I still got to wait while you process all these jackasses.
Right. And I'm not getting shit.
And it goes to the point where they talk about the asylum seekers, and I'm telling you, they've already kind of gone. Are in the processing. The overwhelming majority of these people are not asylum seekers,
Right.
Or they're not eligible.
I think that fruit has been squeezed many, many years ago.
Yes, they got people emptying out prisons.
Right.
You got people that are coming up that are just and they're just like people that are trying to get a free ride.
Right.
And that's what I'm, because I mean, hey, If there's a bunch of other countries out there that want it, man, I tell you what, the U.S. would not have a problem paying for a few plane tickets, fill it up maybe about 20 planes,
Right.
and flying them over to another country that says, hey, we'll take them.
Yeah.
But that's the point, is you got people that coming in, and it's a stress on
The economy.
the support systems.
Yes. Society in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, the legal immigration is not I don't think it's that much of a debate.
Right. It's the illegal portion of it.
Yeah, they're talking about how they want to classify the H-1Bs to say, if you're high tech,
Right.
that you can provide a lot of, say, value
Sure.
for coming in. They're saying that they want to prioritize those a little higher
Right.
than somebody that's just coming in to do, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I everyone should get a free shake. But, when you have these guys that the H1Bs, I mean, come on in.
But see, that's the problem. Everybody's not given a free shake or
Right.
a fair shake. All the illegal people coming in are the ones that are getting all the services,
Mm-hmm.
all the attention, all the processing, and the ones that are trying to get in legally.
Are shit on. They didn't get anything.
Yeah.
These guys are getting phones. They get so they give out phones at the border, and you have to do it legally, you have to make an appointment to come in and sit down and talk with the what the hell are they called? Like the Border Patrol and things like that to get your background taken care of. That's the deal, is that you sit tight and you hang over on Mexico until you get that appointment to come over.
Well, that's how it was under Trump.
Right, but
It was
not
like,
anymore.
stay in Mexico until we figure out what it is.
Right,
Then you can come over.
right, but not anymore. I mean, you come over here, oh, we don't have any place to put you. So, you were the last one in. The first people are living in tents and taking poops and pees in a porta-john. But you guys come here. We're going to fly you out of our state because we can't afford to keep you here. And we're going to put you up in a five-star hotel because those temporary places that they had set up for you there are full.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, to me, all you need to do is go check out what's happening in Chicago.
oh my God.
The people in Chicago are pissed because they're spending so much money on illegals. Plus, they're like shutting down community centers, stuff that were keeping the kids off the street,
Right.
and they're kicking them out to make
Housing for these
housing
people.
for the illegals.
Right.
And so they're spending a shitload of money, and the residents of Chicago are like, "What the frick are we doing?"
Yeah.
They even had a school. It was a nice school. They just shut it down for lack of funding, and they're busing the kids somewhere else. But the school is not. It's not like a rundown school. It's
Right.
a nice school. But they're now putting the illegal people in the school. So then the residents of Chicago are like, "Whoa. If you could find the money for this, then why couldn't you keep
Right.
find funding for the school to keep the school open so our kids can actually get an education as any other?"
Right.
And the mayor, this jackass, is like, they're citizens too. No, they're not.
Right.
They're not citizens.
Yet. They're not citizens yet. All right. So you also have interest rates lowering and housing prices level off.
Yeah, I think once the economy gets better, because everything affects everything else.
Right.
Like gas prices. Well, gas prices obviously affect food prices because of the transport. To actually grow it and to harvest it,
Sure.
transport it, packages. Same thing. Everything, and even housing. Is affected by all that.
Sure.
The wood. The wood maybe is okay. Oh, we could probably live on that, but now we got to haul it from there to York, and that gas prices are triple what they were.
Right.
So the lumber company's not going to take the hit.
Somebody's going to have to pay for
Yeah,
it.
so I think that's going to help. Plus, interest rates are going to go down, so they can spur more trust or more confidence
Right.
in the economy. So then you're going to have more people able to buy, or you're going to have more people that are eligible to buy and that can buy a house financially wise, actually buying more houses.
Right. I agree.
Not just giving them away to people for no reason and then they can't afford them.
Right.
We did that in 2009, and it took a dump.
Yeah, we're still paying for that one. At least the banks still are. Energy independence. That's a good one. I like
Energy
that.
independence. You know, so if you ever watch some of the congressional hearings on this, they're talking about how they're we've talked about this before, how they're still approving permits, which they are.
Right.
They said we've approved more permits in this last year than we have, whatever. That's true, but they put a moratorium on it to say, well, we're doing a study to see if drilling and stuff like fossil fuels are what's in the best interest of the American people.
Right.
So they got a moratorium. So they've had a moratorium on this thing for probably 2.5 years.
Right.
So no new drilling's been going on. So it's like,
Open up the pipelines, baby.
yep. So yeah. So energy independence is huge.
Yep.
Not only do we get energy independence, but then we also start transporting energy or selling energy to other countries, say like Germany, who has been buying energy from Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
And Ukraine they're as bad and as corrupt as anybody else, probably even worse. But so yeah.
Then you have foreign policy. We'll see drastic changes. Ukraine, Russia, Middle East, and Europe. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I obviously think. Well, right now our foreign policy is complete shit. There's a story about where it had some of the military, which I love this story. They had some of the military leaders at the time when Trump was in office. So when Trump went to negotiate with the Taliban, and he's like, "Look, you guys are doing all this shit, this, and the other. We want to do a tactical withdrawal." And he went up to the leader of the Taliban at that time, and he said, and there's like freaking 30 witnesses in the room when he said it. He says, if you hair one hair on an American's head while we're doing it, he says, I'll kill you. And then apparently he goes into his jacket, pulls out a picture, hands it to the Taliban leader, and it's a satellite picture of his house. Trump says nothing else, gets up and walks out the room. That, my friend, is how you establish power. So he's like, and for 18 months until he was out, not one American died over there. And he's like, and they're like, oh, he's negotiating with Taliban. Yeah, he's negotiating, saying, hey, you even breathe wrong.
Right. I got your ass.
I'm killing everybody.
Guy's got a set of cards.
So I love that story. And there's senators that will tell you about it. There was a couple senators in the room and a bunch of these military. But I think foreign policy, you're going to see, because Russia's already talking about coming to the negotiating table, right? So I think you're going to have an issue. You're going to have some peace there in Ukraine with Russia, Middle East.
He'll never have unrest there.
Yeah, I mean he'll never make it peaceful, but you're going to have, because even the Israeli families are coming to Trump already, saying I need you to get our people back.
Right.
So I think that's going to have a big impact, and I think in Europe, if once we get energy independence, because not only can we get energy independence, we can give Europe cleaner energy, cheaper energy than what they're getting out of Ukraine, Russia, and some of these other places.
Right.
So we'll be able to provide it to you cleaner, more efficient, and cheaper.
Right.
And that's going to help the world economy all the way around, especially for the EU.
Right.
So
mass deportation.
bye.
Yeah, that one's a quickie. And closed borders.
Yep. Lock them down, bruh.
Lock them down.
Lock them. Doesn't mean nobody can get in. It just means everybody's going to funnel.
We're going to be more selective.
Yeah. Let me hit you one up on here. Where you talk about tariffs will not be imposed, but threatened.
Yes. So I kind of think that's what's happening now, especially if you look at Mexico, there was a I can't remember how you say it. I'm drawing a blank right now, but a caravan. So there was a caravan of about 1,000 people that were actually marching up through Mexico that were on their way to the United States border. I guess she's the president. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she turned that shit around. They stopped them and they turned right back around. So I think you're going to have. I think, in my opinion, if you're willing to work with the United States, we're going to work with you. But the minute that you start, pulling bullshit, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get hit with a tariff. A lot of people, are saying, well, it's going to hurt us. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more for it, but
initially,
you're initially going to pay a little bit more for it. But guess what? You're going to start to buy more shit from America, which needs to be the case.
And then they're gonna want to play ball, because at the end of the day, we're the biggest consumers out about anybody. So let's talk about Mexico. So if you're going to talk about avocados, tequila is the big one, and some other stuff.
Drug cartels.
That's
avocados from drug cartels.
So when that aspect, bruh, you might pay higher price initially, but if they're like, if he's like, and then we'll pull back. What we're transporting in from Mexico.
Right.
Mexico's gonna be, hold on, okay.
Right.
I mean, when you're the biggest consumer of stuff, you kind of have that power.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, supply and demand. We don't demand it. You don't supply.
You don't have this one on here, but I'm wondering. I just want to get your take on it. Where Trump has talked about, he hasn't said whatever, but he's talked about taking the Panama Canal back.
Oh, man, there's a lot of legal.
It is
mumbo jumbo with that.
But what is your? I want to know what your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, that one should be interesting. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, Trump has a set of cards to him, but I don't know what can be done on that one.
I don't know, and I don't know if he's just kind of
blowing smoke
because he maybe wants to. I mean, I'll admit Panama has made granted, I understand it's right there in Panama. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, but we basically went and paid for it and gave it to them.
Right.
And Panama has made a freaking killing, in commerce from.
Oh yeah.
Countries going back and forth through the Panama Canal. Now I don't know what his idea for that is or what it is, but I don't really have a
I don't know really
opinion on it right now. But just like, okay,
yeah, we could get the company that ran into Francis Scott Key to go through there. Whoops, that wall. So some of the things that I have is more long-term government secrets will be released to the public, which I can't wait. JFK assassination. That I'm interested to see. Gas prices going down, food prices dropping, migrant issue, you already went over that. Mass firing will take place in the government. So I have a feeling that the unemployment rates are going to go up in the beginning of probably the whole entire 2025, because there's a lot of overhead in the government.
Well, we could, I know one place we could start is IRS. Although I know that's not going to happen, but like I said, if we do a flat tax.
Oh yeah, what the hell do you need all those people for?
Exactly. If we do a flat tax, there's no tax shelters, loopholes, no nothing.
Right.
Everybody pays the same. But even like billionaires, even if all they had to pay was 17%, they should still be good with that.
Right.
So it's like all the senators and all this stuff, they're kind of blocking it because the lobby stuff's like, or whatever. It's like, no, let's just do it 17% across the board.
Right.
Because there's still 30-some% of the people in this country pay no taxes.
Right.
That's bullshit. And it's not, and people are like, well, it's all the corporations. No.
It's not.
It's
private citizens.
Yep.
What else? Oh, the debt ceiling will be abolished. That needs to happen. ICE will finally be given large amounts of funding. Same thing with border control. I think they kind of fall hand in hand, though, don't they? ICE
Yeah.
and Border
Well, they
Patrol?
they both come under the Department of Homeland Security.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which homeboy Tom Homan,
oh man, that guy.
he's
Ooh.
like, she's like, when we gonna start seeing? He said day one.
Yep.
And she said, you gonna start mass deportation? He's like, yeah. He said, but what we're going after is the ones that have a criminal record.
Right.
That's number one. The ones who have not turned up for their court thing for asylum, whatever, they just bailed.
Right.
And he said there's 300,000 children in this country that came over, and they gave them to a quote unquote relative when they had no
Clue.
clue
Yeah.
and they had no paperwork to say that's who these people were.
Right.
Right. So he's like, and so the Biden administration lost track of them.
Yep.
300,000 of them. He said, we're going to go find those kids and find out what the hell's going on.
Yep. Found them. What else? Ooh, the LBTGQ plus community will take a back seat, and pronouns will become a thing of the past.
My thing with that, if you want to be treated like everybody else, then let's treat you like everybody else. Okay, when it comes to, now I can understand stuff, let's just say with discrimination. Let's say housing discrimination or something, then that is something I could say, okay, now then they have, if you have a case of that taking place, you can actually bring that up and you can nail somebody for that shit.
Absolutely.
That I understand.
Right.
But if you're telling me, what rights do gay people have that different? Now you can get married, you can have this, you can have that, and if you want to be treated like everybody else, then
Right.
let's treat you like everybody else.
Right.
Why do you get your own month for whatever? You get pride parades or whatever. You want to be like everybody else.
Right.
I don't have heterosexual parades, but I'm walking around in a Amish outfit, or something.
Oh my.
Women with dresses all the way down to their ankles.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm all for it, but I think here lately, within the past couple of years, it's more like in your face type of thing.
It's definitely been in your face. I'm like, I don't need you in my face.
Yeah, and the whole pronoun thing, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit if you're a he, she, they, them.
I don't give a shit.
How
How about we just use your name?
Yeah, exactly. And then let's see here. The biggest one that I'm hoping for is the government will regulate Bitcoin. I think it needs to be regulated like the dollar is.
I think it should be too, because if any investment you do in Bitcoin has any effect or adjustment on the actual dollar itself,
Right.
then it absolutely needs to be regulated.
Yeah. I mean, you're dealing in air.
Yeah. And it's not it's not even backed by like FDIC or anything.
No,
There's
if it
there's no
collapses,
physical backing.
right. If it collapses, you're screwed. I mean,
Well-
hey, good for the people that are involved in it, though. These guys are making money hand over fist. Good for you.
Well, you saw it when the one guy when it dropped out and people lost.
Bitcoin. Have you seen that?
People
on,
lost their
Netflix?
freaking shirts.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's called Bitcoin. It's about an hour and a half. Amazing. I mean, if you kind of have an idea of what happened. I mean, this guy that ran this thing is a real piece of shit. And he knows that he's a piece of shit,
Yeah.
which makes it even
But then I'm
more
like,
concerning.
if you, well, I understand there were some regular people, but didn't you have some people that were investment people?
Oh, yeah.
And I understand it was the new thing, but you're willing to just kind of,
Right.
you were just willing to let him take that shit and just idiots.
Yeah, that
I mean, I'm
was-
sorry it happened, but like regular people may not understand it.
Right. That's a leap
But you
of
had
faith.
investment people, investment firms,
Yeah.
and got their ass taken. And I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
This is your business.
This
dumbass.
guy was making probably from what he said, it was about $500,000 a day. Yeah, it's amazing if you get a chance to watch it. It's about an hour and a half. It's a really good watch. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the whole thing with the government has to be in control of everything. But I mean, right now these people are trading in air.
Yeah, and if it like I said, if it affects the value,
Absolutely.
if it affects our economy and or the dollar and the markets,
Sure.
it needs to be regulated.
Right.
I'm not big into government regulation either, but
Yeah. Well, the problem is there's nothing to regulate it with, I guess. I mean, at least with the dollar, you have the gold backing.
right,
But, I mean, what are you going to back with Bitcoin? Air?
air,
Yeah.
oxygen.
So one thing we did fail to list in the year in review for 2024 is we have our show.
Yes.
We came up with our show in 2024
And that is the most important of all.
to us. The hell with the rest of that shit.
And whether or not this show is actually successful or not, we're gonna bust up another show in 2025.
Our other prediction. Yeah. No, I truly enjoy doing this show. Rodri, Megadog. I know there's a couple other ones that float out
usually
there.
we have like Dutch.
Yes, Dutch.
Swedish joins in every once in a blue moon.
Yeah. I mean, you guys make it worth it. Just the interactions and things like that. I had never done a podcast before in my life. Corrosion, you guys or Conformity.
Conformity Antidote.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching that show. I think
we were big back in the day.
Yeah, I made a guest appearance maybe once or twice, I think.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it.
Before we became back to Bedlam,
yeah,
we had another show called Conformity Antidote.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We started that back in 2016, 17.
Was it? I thought it was before that. Oh.
Well, let me think. No, 16, 17.
Okay.
And we actually got pretty big. And then, well, we'll get into it, but we changed our format, and then the bottom dropped out, and we went to shit. Anyway, that's that.
That's that. So we're here. Hopefully we're going to grow more in 2025. Gary touched on it earlier, which I know we're going to hit up on again. We're going to try something new. We still will continue with our show here. But yeah, life lessons with two Neanderthals. Now, Gary, how many shows did you do? 2? Was it 2 or 3?
I think I did 3.
So Gary reached out. Was it last year? Wasn't this year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year with the Neanderthal show, and I don't know. I think you had tapped into something that was pretty big there, and then we just got to kind of spitball, and so we're gonna give this one a shot. It's from the both of us. I think those guys have more teeth than we do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll see if I can't make them bald. Then of course the
bald and
beard
gray,
and beard's gray and eyebrows gray.
Gar. So yeah, we're just going to talk about shit, not politics, unless something that involves our lives with politics. But yeah, we're just going to be two dudes playing the part of two dudes talking about dudes.
Yeah, we're actually going to be talking about. We probably say we'll probably even get into some deep subjects on this one, on this one, not politics or anything, and it's not going to be live, at least not initially. Just don't ask me to spell it. But Neanderthals, yeah. So initially it's not going to be live, and we're gonna record it at the end of this show,
right? And
then we'll release it on Wednesdays, on YouTube, Rumble, and then we'll also have it as a podcast. So at least initially it won't be live, and then maybe one of these days, if it really takes off, maybe if people want it to go live, we'll go live, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we're gonna be. It's not gonna be politics.
Nope. It's
gonna be just life shit, and not even topics. Like even back to Bedlam, we were talking about different topics that were out there.
Right.
This won't even. Well, we'll have kind of topic, but it won't be. A tractor trailer of dildos turned over in.
God, wouldn't that be something?
Well, we had that.
Oh my God.
We had that news thing. It happened. It was sex toys.
My God. Could you imagine that? No, I really got fucked in traffic today. I mean, really. We break out the mammoth. There we go.
So, like I said, this will be just life, just shit talking about.
Non-scripted.
It's just going to be whatever. And like I said, not political. And I'm going to go and say it right off the bat. I know we're going to get into we'll get into some deep subjects with this one, and just life and maybe even loss and stuff like that. And we'll even take, like we said before, we know we get tons of recommendations on this show,
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah, crickets. But if once we start this out, if people have,
If anybody listens,
yeah, that's number one. Number two, if they listen and they have a subject they want us to like discuss or just go over, we'll do that as well. And like I said, it'll be more of life
right.
and just getting through life. And it'll be probably some, I know for a fact it'll be some mental health talk, but I don't want to like have it all about that.
Sure.
And it'll probably be like dealing, being married and, or not married or dealing with life and kids, no kids and this and that and blah, 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 and navigating the world and kind of how in the direction it's going. And how do you, even though we kind of sound like curmudgeons, I don't approach life that way. Like I have 60 some people that work for me, where I, in my job, I don't come in as with like an old
right
crotchety old bastard attitude.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty funny at work, but still it's navigating that kind of stuff. And that's, just different stuff like that. I know we'll be talking about kind of our upbringings,
Yeah.
which is probably going to get into some serious subjects.
Yeah.
But anyway, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be better. Who knows, man? This might even take over freaking perception theory. Who knows? I mean, I'm saying it won't, but who knows that this
Right.
might actually, this one right here actually might kick the hell off. And
Hey,
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe we can boot the View off with our show.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Get the view.
Yeah, man.
Then we can just we'll call it the rear view.
Ooh, nice.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah. So I have to take the time out because our legal department said I'm an idiot, and I can't say that on TV.
And what I said was 100% absolutely not true.
Whoopsie.
So, yeah. So that's all I got. That's it.
Yeah.
So be looking for this in the new year. And we're going to start off quick. So
God, don't say The View. You were ready to say The View.
Was I saying this interview? So in the new year, so I guess our first will be the 12th.
Is that correct? Why does that seem so far away?
I know. But so, because this is a Sunday, and this leaks into January, obviously, first week of January.
Oh, yeah, so it would be the 12th.
So the 12th. So probably look for this one on the 15th of January. So this show will be on the 12th. This one here, our first Neanderthal one, will be on the 15th. So I think also, and just one more thing, I think also by that, I think this show will dial it back a little bit on the length.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've gone a little bit long.
We've tried. Believe me, we've tried.
We've tried. But I think if we have to record the other one right after this one, I think we'll be able to shorten this one to like at least an hour.
Right. We've been shooting for that hour mark, but as we say that, it's hour and 30 minutes into this, Jim.
Yep. I don't, and we're not expecting this one to be an hour.
No.
This one we're expecting to be maybe a half hour.
Yeah. If I talk about my life, it'll be about 2 minutes.
No, you got a lot of shit to talk about.
I got baggage.
Well, I guess it depends on how much of it you want to.
That is true. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that and we'll see what we want to do. And we're looking on getting a remote set up.
Yes.
So, and eventually, possibly, we might go to every week. Maybe do this one week, this one the next week, this one again, and we'll see. But we'll see how that goes and everything else. So, that's all I got.
That's all I got. Thank you, guys. Looks like we got some Happy New Year's. Cheers. Have a safe and Happy New Year. Don't do stupid shit. Plus, look at all the fun things we get to look at.
Well,
for,
if you do some stupid shit, make sure, number one, that you got some boys to help you out, and number two, that you have a ride home.
Yeah, and if you do stupid shit, you got to let us know. We need to crown a Lampshade Award winner for the year of 2025. I think Biden's going to get the one for 2024.
Yeah.
So that one's actually that one's locked down. So guys, thank you all for your participation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the men and women that put their lives out on the line for us every single day. Police, firefighters, National Guard, Armed Forces, all of you, thank you for what you do, the sacrifices that you have made, and also the families that are involved as well. So I think that's all we got for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's end this out with a bang, and let's start a happy and new 2024.
Yeah. And appreciate you guys sticking with us through 2024. But don't get your hopes up too much for 2024. You can pretty much get the same shit.
It'll be the same shit.
But anyway.
All right, peeps.
Where's my button? All right.
Don't
so
push
we're out.
my button.
God bless everybody, and have a good New Year's. Be safe.
Peace out, folks.
Love you guys.
Love ya.